All right.
Last of Us time.
Oh, right. This is always whiplash for me because like we talk about Star Wars and then all of a sudden we have to talk about something way less spacey.
Yeah.
So, this is Last of Us season 2, episode 5.
We just going right into spoilers? I don't think there's anything to really...
spoiler free wise, like there's not much I can say without spoiling because there's a big thing at the end of this episode that happens in the game that I think was brilliantly acted by... I get that a lot of people are like pissed off at Bella Ramsey for looking a different way than they want her to look, which is not really her problem.
Yeah.
And like if your main problem with an actor is that they're non-binary, just fuck off because like that's not a valid opinion.
Yeah.
Sorry. But I think she does a really good job. And I think I might be attracted to Isabella Merced.
Okay, that's fair.
Like in a non-gay way. Yeah. Because
I mean, the Kinsey scale is a thing.
I know.
Sexuality is not binary.
Every time I see her on screen, I'm like, woo, okay.
She's pretty.
She's a very pretty girl. Yeah. Okay, anyway. We're zombies. That's pretty much it.
Yes. Okay. So we open in a flashback.
Hanrahan is walking through the hospital.
That's her name.
Yeah, is walking through the hospital, and
there's fucking militants everywhere.
Yeah, there are a couple of doors that are welded shut.
Yes, welded shut, like have metal braced against them.
Did the gay assistant deserve it? Yes.
Yes. Also a bootlicker.
Yes.
Worse than a bootlicker, an active collaborator.
Yes. By the way, I said it was horrifying to see that shot of him just being puppeted by K2SO. And he's like, look, I'm a dead guy now. It was disturbing, but I was inside like, it's what Imperials get me. Okay. So Hanrahan debriefs Elise, who is a new character that we meet.
Elise Park.
This actor seems familiar to me. I'm gonna have to look up who she is.
Yeah,
because I feel like I've seen her in something else before. So we know something bad has happened, and she killed all of her men, including this guy named Leon that we don't know who he is yet. And Elise says that if she was like, she's like, hey, if I was going to be executed, Isaac would come down here and do it himself. So like, let's stop fucking around. Like, let's get on with this. And we also learned that there's an ongoing fight with the Scars at their borders, and like their treaty might be broken. So we find out why Elise's men died.
So they figured, hey, there's some zombies down in the basement. Let's fucking, like, we need a hospital. It's really fucking important. So let's just go clear out the zombies.
Yeah.
So she sends a squad. There's 3 levels of basement. So she sends a squad down basement 1. Everything's fine. No zombies, no nothing. Great. She's like, okay, go check basement 2. And she sends Leon, because that's her best soldier, to lead the squad. And they don't hear anything back for a while.
Yep.
And then over the radio, like, Leon is like coughing into it a whole bunch. And
having
like,
some pretty serious respiratory symptoms.
And she's like, okay, what the fuck's going on? And he says, there's spores in the air. Like the cordyceps are putting out spores, fucking seal us shut, like lock us in here, don't let anything out.
Which, by the way, kind of a ballsy call to make. And she did. Yes. They sealed all the doors, go into the basement. We find out that Leon was her son. And Hanrahan's like, yeah, all right. Well, You definitely did the right thing. You're a fucking hero, but we can't tell anybody about this.
I'm going to tell only the people I need to tell, which is definitely not going to backfire on us at all.
Oh, sure, yeah, because that never hurts anyone.
No. And sorry about your son.
Yeah.
I'm going to go now.
Yeah. This is the part where I have no idea what is being talked about. The Last of It. It's a good show. It's on HBO. Yeah. By the way, I like how when she tells Hanrahan that the cordyceps is airborne, there is a visible change in her face, and she's like, oh fuck. Oh, that's bad.
That's real bad.
So Dina and Ellie are hanging out in the theater, and Dina is she's like listening to the Wolf radio, and she's collecting intelligence. She's drawing on the map and shit. And this is a really fun dynamic that they've created, because Dina is like the brainy one that knows how to triangulate signals and shit.
Like she's been to school.
Yeah, and Ellie's just
she paid attention in school, let's say.
And Ellie's just a fucking moron who likes to shoot things. And you know what? It's a good contrast between the two of them.
The brains and the brawn.
And look, if your argument here is, well, that's not exactly how Ellie is in the game, I totally agree. Ellie is scrappy and still like really smart, maybe unconventionally smart. And I don't think that they're actually making Ellie in the show to be like this total like jarhead dumbass.
I said it before, like if the conditions of Ellie's life were different, she would probably be off curing cancer or something.
Yeah.
But she grew up in a zombie apocalypse in a fucking terrible group home. So this is who she is.
Right.
And she's really good at the things she's good at. She just doesn't have like the well-rounded liberal arts education that you would get
Dina
outside
has.
of a zombie apocalypse.
I think I wouldn't read into this more than just Dina being able to tell Ellie she's an idiot because it's kind of cute and that's how they talk to each other. So Ellie goes to explore the theater and she finds the stage where there are a bunch of instruments. And so she picks up a guitar and she starts playing Pearl Jam's Future Days, which is a really big deal in the game. In the game, she passes the porch where Joel is sitting, and she goes and talks to him, and he sings that song to her, and they kind of like reconcile a little bit, if I remember correctly. I think we're gonna find out that.
Yeah, because in the show, like she goes up on stage, she grabs the guitar, she starts playing like the first couple bars, and then stops.
And she can't do it right.
And just puts the guitar down.
I think we're going to get a flashback and discover that
I think we are.
That Ellie was lying to Gail when she said that she didn't stop and talk to Joel, and I think we're going to see him sing the song to her, which is going to be heartbreaking. I'm just warning everybody. So Dina comes in and Ellie asks, "Hey, did you figure out like the best way to the hospital?" And she answers yes, and Ellie's like, "Good," because she's like in this headspace where she was just reminded of Joel, and her brain has gone back to revenge mode.
She's in full murder mode.
So they study the map. The route to the hospital isn't going to be easy, but they know that Nora is on the first floor, far end of the north wing, because the wolves have made no effort to encrypt their comms.
Which, in fairness, it's the zombie apocalypse, and they're the only people around who have radios. So why should they?
Right. Well,
Dina's security here?
Dina's the one that works out that it's because the Seraphites are old timey and don't use technology. Yeah. And she has this funny thing where she tells.
You ever heard of the Amish?
Yeah, she tells.
Ellie's like, "What the fuck's an Amish?"
Yeah, and she's like, "Well, they used to pretend like they lived in the 1800s," and Ellie's like, "Oh, that's really stupid." And she's like, "Yeah, it kind of is." So there's a weird building on the way to the hospital that they don't know what it's for.
They say like, okay, all the patrols go like past it, but they don't go
inside it. Right.
And like, there's probably zombies in there.
Right.
But it also means that the wolves aren't watching it at all. So we just need to sneak through. You know, there's probably going to be like 2 or 3 zombies. So we can just
nothing they can't handle.
We can knife those and just keep moving.
Yeah. So they get on their way. And Ellie expresses regret because they find some dead bodies and Dina throws up again. And she realizes she's bringing the pregnant love of her life out on a murder mission. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I brought you out here." And then Dina tells the story about what happened to her family. And the gist of it is pretty much like, it didn't matter what Joel did. No one deserved to die the way that he did. And basically she's like, "I'm going to follow your lead. You want to go back? We'll go back.
You want to keep going?
Yeah.
We'll keep going.
But I am making my own decisions, and you are not responsible for what happens to me. Like, I know the risk of us being out here. I love Joel as much as you did. So if we're going to go murder some bitches, let's go murder some bitches."
They are going out of their way to make it very clear that this is a Greek tragedy and that Ellie is complicit in her own downfall.
Right.
Like, she has so many opportunities to turn away from her course of action.
Right.
And she's not doing it.
Yeah. So they get to the weird building, and Dina sets the rules. And she's like, "Okay, no firing unless it's like urgently necessary because it'll attract the wolves."
She says, if it comes down to either shooting or running,
we run.
Yeah,
we run. There's a sweet moment where Dina makes fun of Ellie's tendency to shoot first and think later. And she's like, "It's very fun. It's very exciting. And girl, that's why I love you." And Ellie's like, "Wait, you love me?" And this smile she has is so genuine and heartwarming. And then she goes to say that she loves her back. And Dina says, "Oh, I know." And it's like, girl, you've been watching Empire Strikes Back, haven't you?
They're so adorable. And that's why it's going to hurt so much when Dina inevitably dies.
Is that what you think happens?
I haven't played the game, so I don't know what happens.
Okay. John has some theories too.
I mean, she either dies or gets infected. Like it's
okay.
It's The Last of Us. One of those two things is going to happen.
So they get further in, and they realize that there's a stalker, which was one of the smart the smart zombies, right? And
Ellie's like, "Okay, it's fine. I'm going to go one way, you're going to go the other.
Yeah.
Whichever it tries to flank, the other just comes up and shanks it.
Yeah.
We'll be fine."
Have you seen Jurassic Park with the raptors? Because that's what they're going to try to do. Yeah. But we know this now, and we can do it to them.
And there's only one of them, so we're definitely going to be fine. They look back. There's two of them.
They shine a light, and there's another one, and then there's another one up there, and they turn around. There's a couple over there, and they're like, "Oh,
fuck,
shit!"
Okay,
yeah,
time for a new plan.
So the tables, how they've been turned.
Yes,
and so the problem is that. Like there are way more of them than they thought, and they're surrounded. So they see a cage because it's like a factory floor.
Yeah,
there's like an area, like a caged area with a door.
Yeah,
and Ellie tells hold on a second. Ellie tells Dina to get into the cage and lock herself in. And she's like, look, I can get bit a couple times. It won't be a big of a deal. You're pregnant. You can't get bit. You can get bit 0 times pretty much. So you get in the cage. So Dina makes it to the cage, but it isn't long until like infected start tearing the chain link off of it and shit. Meanwhile, Ellie is like getting mauled by a couple of infected. Things are looking bad for them. They're out of bullets. There are lots of infected, and then shots start to ring out, and somebody saves them, and the camera pans up and it's Jesse.
I was certain this was going to be Tommy. Just because I've been talking with you and we know how things are different from the game.
Right. I think we are going to see him later.
Well, we know we are because of a conversation, but we'll get there.
So they escape, but their gunshots have attracted wolves who are just shooting at them now.
Yes.
They run into a wooded area and they realize...
They run into the park.
Yeah.
And the wolves stop chasing them.
And they're like, oh shit.
Like,
well, is it infected? Yeah.
Why?
As they get deeper, they start hearing whistling. And this is anyone who's ever played this game, you hear these whistles and you're like, oh, fuck. Oh, no.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So they find this scene where several Seraphites are stringing up a captive wolf who begs for his life, and they disembowel him. And it's real gross.
Real gross.
It's nasty.
Like, it's not enough to just hang the guy. They also have to fucking cut open his guts.
So there's a whistle, and then Dina gets shot in the leg
with an arrow.
Yeah, right, with an arrow, because they don't use guns; they only use bows and arrows.
Well, they apparently use bolt-action rifles, if Isaac is to be believed.
Oh, like the hypocrites, like the heretics or whatever.
But they mostly use bow and arrow.
Right. Yeah. So Ellie tells Jesse, she's like, "Okay, get Dina out of here.
Get her back to the theater.
I'll make a distraction." And so they split up.
Yeah. At one point, Jesse had been talking to them like, "I came here with Tommy. We split up to cover more ground. We're looking for you, and we're gonna head back to the theater and rendezvous in the morning."
Yeah. By the way, these guys don't want Tommy around. That dude's such a badass. So, Ellie is chased through the park by scars, but she loses them. She makes it out of the hospital, or she makes it out of the park into the hospital. Just almost got caught by a dog, which is if you're familiar with the game, is one of those things like because you can get found by dogs in the game, and you have to be like cognizant of your trail and stuff. And she just misses a dog and gets in the hospital. Inside, Nora is treating like wounded guys, and she goes to like wash some bandages or something, and Ellie just melts out of the shadows, and like she's like, you know who I am, right? And she's like, yeah, you know who I am. And Nora says, if you shoot, every wolf in the area is going to come here, and
she's like, you'll be dead.
She's like, yeah, you'll be fucking dead. And then she says, I'm sorry you had to see what happened to Joel, but that little bitch got what he deserved. And you cue that Kill Bill sound. Yeah, and Nora throws like cleaner at her and runs, and Ellie chases. And they're like, she's getting shot out by wolves and shit. Nora finds one of those sealed doors from the beginning and breaks through into an elevator shaft. And the elevator collapses when she jumps on it and takes her down to the basement, which we know from the beginning is not a place you want to be. Yeah. So Ellie follows into the basement and discovers this area of insane cordyceps infection. It's like everywhere.
It's up on the walls.
Yes.
The grossest thing is that there's a couple of zombies that are like entombed in the walls and just breathing out spores.
Yes, it is really gross. Ellie turns on the lights, bathing the area in a red light. And if you've played or seen the game, you know what's like coming. Nora is collapsed against a door that she couldn't open.
She's coughing.
She's already showing some like severe respiratory symptoms.
She's in bad shape.
She tells Ellie, she's like,
well, great job, kid. You killed both of us.
Yeah, and Ellie's like, no, just you, I think. And then she puts together that Abby was
Holy shit!
Ellie is
You're the immune kid. Do you even know what Joel killed everyone in that hospital?
Hold on a second. She says, "You're her, the one that was immune. You're real," as in like I didn't actually believe that shit was actually real. And Ellie says, "Where's Abby?" And the way that Ellie just walks out of the red light with her gun and shit, it is so chilling. And she says, Nora says, "Don't you know what he did?" And she answers, "I don't care." And then Nora says, "He killed everyone in the hospital, including the only person that could make a cure from you. Abby's father. Joel shot him in the head. That's what he did." And Ellie lowers her gun and she says, "I know." And you're like,
damn.
It go back and watch that first scene of the season, where she tells Joel, like, "Look, if you promise nothing happened back at the hospital, then we're good. We can keep going." And Joel takes several seconds to think about it and was like, "I swear." And Ellie's got this look on her face like, okay. Like she knew that whole time, right?
Yeah.
And it is this performance. I mean, Nora does, the actor that plays Nora, who's going to be in a Naughty Dog game, by the way, coming up. But like both performances are great, but Bella Ramsey just knocks it out of the park. Nora refuses to give Abby up, and Ellie finds a pipe.
Okay, I got this pipe here. Where's Abby? Thwack. Where's
beating her,
Abby?
yeah.
Thwack.
Yep.
Where's Abby? Thwack.
Now, we don't see whether or not she gives Abby up. We cut to black, and Ellie wakes up in her bed at Jackson, which is clearly in the past.
Before she moved out to the garage, even.
Yes. Yeah, she's in her bedroom. Right, yeah. So she looks at the doorway, and Joel is standing there, and he says, "Hey, kiddo." And she says hi with this really sweet smile. And it's like, why did you have to take Joel away from us? I love seeing him on screen. And that's how the episode ends.
I'm not sure how, so I don't know anything about what happens here during the game. I'm not sure how to interpret this. My current thought,
Interpret what?
The juxtaposition of where's Abby thwack against
to the past.
This flashback.
Sure.
I could interpret it as Ellie dissociating from the torture she's doing to happier times, but I don't know if that's correct.
There is, I believe in the game we do switch to a flashback from this.
Okay.
From this action, because there's still, remember that there's 5 years of experience between her and Joel, in between there's like a 5-year gap that we don't know very much about, and there are some stories that need to be told there that develops their relationship and kind of reinforce Ellie's neurotic need to hunt Abby down, and it's it's pretty good. And we also get similar stories on Abby's side as well. So let me read a couple. Did everyone leave after the last one started? Yeah,
That's fair. We are a Star Wars.
Still a bunch of people watching. I just don't think anyone's commenting.
That's fine.
We are going to end it there for tonight. Our voices are tired. We will be back. Well, first of all,
our emotions are tired.
Yes.
Because holy shit, there was so much.
DLC for Star Wars Outlaws drops tomorrow.
Playing that, I guess.
We might be doing Battlefront tomorrow, but I'll be doing the DLC at some point this week. So that'll be at 7:00 Central on some day. And then Sunday we'll be doing Gungas and Dragons, which
where one of your characters died quite messily.
The first time we've lost a member of the party. Actually, we lost 2 characters. Within 20 minutes.
Better and better.
One of them didn't die; he just left.
Okay.
And then our friend who played the character is coming back with another character, and then our friend Sean, who played our captain, was vaporized. And I was the first mate, and so now I am
You're the captain now.
and unexpectedly leading this ship, and so I've written a speech for his memorial, and I've got some plans on how we're gonna continue and shit. So
how dramatic.
Yeah, it's very cinematic actually. So you check that out. That'll be on Sunday, 7:00 Central. If you're not familiar, it's not necessarily Star Wars, but it's a sci-fi spaceship tabletop RPG. It's kind of neat. So yeah, look, like, join me for any and all of those things. Say hi when you do. I'd be happy to say bye back. Or say hi as well. In the I got really distracted by your waving and completely lost.
It's time.
I understand, but I had a whole thing I was gonna say, and now I forgot.
Fine.
See you later.
Bye.